So welcome to our, actually, I think it's our first Zoom about Akashic Records, isn't it? I don't think I've ever done a webinar. I did a lot of Access Consciousness webinars, but not about Akashic Records. So
Not an intro.
not the intro. No, I did the actual classes, but not the intro. So welcome. And this is going to be a very interactive class because I don't have any form or structure to that. This is pretty much just your questions and answers, what you would like to hear, what you would like to learn about Akashic Records, and more. Maybe we can use some tools of Akashic Records, which is different. Hi, Lisa. And
Hi.
the records.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, very nice to see you too. It's nice to see some familiar faces and some new faces. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Helen Gitlevich, and my original profession was and is medical doctor. And I've been kind of like practicing medicine for 10 years before 2002 when I had open heart surgery. Ended up with pretty much a choice of leaving medicine, selling my practice, and doing something else. I've been doing a lot of searching all my life, and I've been doing Akashic Records. It's actually over 20 years now, because the first time I did a consultation and then immediately did a class was 1997, April. So it's going to be 21 years in about 2.5 months. How cool is that? And my first experience with Akashic Record, I went for a consultation thinking that I will get an advice. I will be told about my future, what I should choose. Instead, I was told I need to ask questions. And she never told me what to do. She gave me multiple choices. That's possible because Akashic Records are about infinite possibility of past, present, and future. She looked, it was Elena Lieberman, and she looked at my past lives where it was blocked, and she offered to clear it with prayers and a grace point. That was very new because every psychic I encountered was about telling the future and how miserable it would be and that I don't have a choice. What's interesting during consultation, because she called it consultation, and during that session, she told me that I'll be teaching people some spiritual modalities, possibly even Akashic Records. At that time, I had a 5-year-old baby, extremely busy practice, medical practice, and a husband. There was no place or space for teaching anything or anyone. So I'm like, okay, that's probably not true, but and she offered to teach me how to open my own records just because she did not believe in pretty much guiding people constantly. She was more about offering the tools to allow people to do it themselves. So I went for the class. On day 2, at that time, we were still looking at the future, and one of the exercises was to look at something that we already knew is going to happen and ask what would be the benefits, what would be outcomes. And 6 people were supposed to give you the answers, because at that time it was still called the answers. And everybody, at that time I was thinking of selling my practice, hiring somebody to manage it. And every single person told me I'll not sell my practice, even that I had the contract in my hand. I'm like, okay, this is all bullshit, and walked away. In the morning, I found out that not only will not my practice will not be bought, it's going to be a disaster, but that's the other point. So what I was talking about, our choices create our future. Because I had the choice of signing the documents on Friday before the class, which I chose not to. After the class, apparently they were bought by another company. So my choice of not signing it created a totally different possibility. And that's how Akashic Records work. It's a field of infinite possibilities where everything is possible. It's the field is where we create based on our choices. Think of this physical reality, and then there is Akashic field, which is infinite possibility, which is just energy. And that's what I call the buffer zone in between, where any choice you make, either in physical reality or in Akashic field, will create something. It moves into the psychic area or buffer zone, and then materialize in the physical world. So when you go to psychics, a lot of times what they do, they see that solidity in a buffer zone, which is a psychic world, and tell you that one possibility. You, by looking at that one possibility, solidify even more in this reality. Akashic Records is different because it's infinite possibilities. Every choice that you make in the physical world will create something different. So there might be some plan that is according to your karma or past lives that's already there. But you can change and shift the future if you let go of certain things. Let's say something drastic happened to you 200 years ago. Let's say somebody killed your family and you cannot forgive them. So for 200 years, you've been carrying that anger or whatever it was. This lifetime, that person might be your boss. So you have no idea why you hate his guts or her guts. It all goes back to that 200 years ago. When we work in the records, we use prayers and grace points to clear that hate or that anger, to pretty much erase or reshape our past, so our future becomes a choice now. So we don't have to hate, we don't have to replay the same role we played before. So that's what I invite you right now. And in the chat, I send out a forgiveness prayer. Can everybody see it? If you go under the chat, I'll try to do it again. Let's see if I can copy and paste it again.
It's there.
It's there?
It is there.
Okay.
The only people who won't be able to see it is if they've joined on a phone.
Okay. So what I'm inviting you right now is, and we'll do it all together. think of a person or persons that you have been hurt by, or that you hurt them, and you feel guilty, or maybe you feel anger toward them. Just keep them in mind, and we're going to be reading forgiveness prayer together.
Okay.
Everybody has it in front of them?
Not Heather. She says she doesn't see it.
Okay, let me put it again in there. As I said, let me just copy and paste it. Because sometimes when people join later, they might not see what's in the chat up in there. So let's see. Control C, Control V. I think I copied too many.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
Okay.
You don't,
so-
Marguerite? Huh. You guys were on before it actually went in the chat, so
Yeah.
interesting. Oh, well.
As I said, if somebody is not on the chat, they might not see it. Let's see if I can to everyone. Okay, let's see.
Want me to copy and paste it?
Okay, I just did that.
There it is, yeah.
I think it didn't go all the way. So yeah, you might want to do that once more.
All right.
Let me see if I can do that just from here. Control C. And got it. Now it's in there.
Okay.
So let's do it all together. I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have done, been, seen, heard, to anyone or
anything,
consciously or
unconsciously,
time,
in time, space, dimension, or reality.
I allow the forgiveness of
the universe
to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have experienced,
that was done, been, seen, heard
to me by anyone,
or anything
consciously or
unconsciously in any time, space, dimension, or reality.
I allow the forgiveness of the universe to flow through me, to cleanse me from anything that I have done, been, seen, and heard, to me by me, consciously or unconsciously, in any time, space, dimension, or reality.
I love that prayer.
I do too. I do too. How did it make you feel? Has anything shifted in your body?
Yeah, it just makes me more relaxed personally every time I read it.
Yeah.
Let's do it one more time. And you can choose another.
Let me know if you want me to do it in English or in sorry, not in English, in Hebrew or in Spanish, like we did it in class here in Guate.
We can do that.
Anytime you want, baby, I'm here.
Let's do it in Spanish first, and then in Hebrew. Let's do it now. I'll listen to that. But we want to hear you, Rachel. Where are you?
Yeah, I just realized I muted myself. Hang on, I sent it in the chat. So let me open up the little image. Not in the chat in Zoom, but in chat in WhatsApp. Hello.
Is that better?
So that I could actually see it, and I have to take my glasses off so you guys get to see my eyeballs.
Yeah, we actually cannot see it because you just turn yourself off the video.
Well, no, it's that I switched apps. So let me read it in Spanish because I'm on Zoom on the phone. So when I switched, I guess, to WhatsApp, it just does that. So anyway, if you guys can hear me okay, I'll read it in Spanish. Oración del perdón. Permito que el perdón del universo fluya a través de mí para lavarme de todo lo que he hecho, visto, oído, a cualquier persona o cualquier cosa, conscientemente o inconscientemente, en cualquier tiempo, espacio, dimensión o realidad. Permito que el perdón del universo fluya a través de mí para lavarme de cualquier cosa que haya experimentado, que haya sido hecha, vista, escuchada por cualquier persona o cualquier cosa, conscientemente o inconscientemente, en cualquier tiempo, espacio, dimensión o realidad. Permito que el perdón del universo fluya a través de mí para lavarme de todo lo que he hecho, visto y oído por mí, a mí misma, conscientemente o inconscientemente, en cualquier tiempo, espacio, dimensión o realidad.
Mm.
Wow, I love that.
I love that too. Thank you. A lot of times when we hear the prayers in a different language, it moves through us, bypassing the cognitive mind and shifts us energetically. So Rachel, can we have that in Hebrew, please? Except that you muted yourself. Let's unmute you. No.
Oops.
We've been doing it together.
Let me go to my Photos app and I'll pull it up in Hebrew. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
That one I didn't WhatsApp everyone, but I have it in my favorite photos. Hang on. There we go, my Helen folder. תפילת סליחה. אני מאפשרת למחילת היקום לזרום דרכי כדי לטהר אותי מכל דבר שעשיתי, הייתי, ראיתי, שמעתי, למישהו או למשהו אחר, במודע או שלא במודע, בכל זמן, מרחב, מימד או מציאות. אני מאפשרת למחילת היקום לזרום דרכי, כדי לטהר אותי מכל מה שחוויתי, עשיתי, הייתי, ראיתי, שמעתי, לי על ידי מישהו או משהו אחר, במודע או שלא במודע, בכל זמן, מרחב, מימד או מציאות. אני מאפשרת למחילת היקום לזרום דרכי, כדי לטהר אותי מכל מה שעשיתי, הייתי, ראיתי ושמעתי, לי על ידיי, במודע או שלא במודע, בכל זמן, מרחב, מימד או מציאות. There you go.
Wow, thank you so much. So how does it feel in your body right now? Just notice it. Yes, Sailor? Uh-huh.
My body is vibrating. It's like this little buzz. It feels really sweet and light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The idea is when we are angry at somebody or been hurt, or if we hurt somebody, and especially when we are hurting ourselves, there is an energy that getting stuck in the body, in our soul, that vibrationally holding us back. So what forgiveness does, again, everything is energy. Our bodies are energy. So when we are saying the prayers, they're nothing more than vibrational frequencies. And by prayers, I'm talking about any prayer.
Oops.
Oh, was I muted? At which point? So what did you miss? So hopefully nothing.
Maybe a couple of sentences, not much.
Okay, let me backtrack. So when you're not in forgiveness mode, let's say you're angry with somebody, or you feel guilty about something you did, or you hurt yourself, there is that energy, almost like a poison, that keeps the body and the soul stuck in that moment of time that you cannot move forward. A lot of people will go back to the same incident in their mind, reliving the experience over and over again. for the mind, there is no difference when you are experiencing it in the moment or when you are thinking about it. I want you to close your eyes and think of the moment when you were eating a lemon. Just feel the taste of the lemon in your mouth. How fast did your saliva started coming in the mouth? How fast did it become sour in the mouth? And you don't have lemon in the mouth. Same thing with the experiences. Let's say it's some sort of abuse or emotional, physical, doesn't matter. The same hormones of fear, of anger, of shame, they will start being produced in the brain, in the body, especially such thing as adrenaline and cortisol. All of those hormones. Sorry, I'm talking a little bit about medicine because being a doctor, I like scientific approach. So what happens is when you start doing the prayers, their vibrational frequency start removing that hormonal attachment, calm down the body so you can stop being poisoned by all of those thoughts. And that's what Akashic Records are about, looking at how to shift things in our body, in our soul, so we can live the life with much more ease. There are different prayers. Today, just for introduction, I offered you the forgiveness prayer. There are prayers that change our karma with releasing entity or releasing old contracts, clearing the energy of the past. Kind of like recognizing our value. And during the class, we usually look at different issues that we have in our lives. And right now we can play with that. So anybody would like to volunteer to play and see what they would like to play with? Like you said, we had a hard day today, Sailor. I'm going to volunteer, maybe you.
I was going to say, I'll always volunteer unless somebody else speaks up.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm happy to volunteer too, but we've got newbies on the call that may never have played with these energies before. So that might be fun for one of you guys to hop in. It doesn't hurt, I promise.
So anybody would like to ask a question?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Hi, Sharon.
Like I deal a lot with customers and I do a lot of training, and a lot of the people just give me a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like all my friends comment and the coworkers is like, oh, it's like the people in your area. It's like they only, they don't have some of the similar issues I have. It's like, so it's like, it's a little bit frustrating.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of times in those cases, what I do forgiveness prayer in my mind.
Okay.
I might just walk away and just say it in the bathroom. The other one, very interesting, and I want you to kind of try it right now. There is a point on my hand. It's right here.
Yes.
So think of one of your customers.
Got it.
And just hold that point. You don't have to press real hard. But
I was like already digging in.
no, you don't have to dig in. It's just a light touch, just pretty much just a contact with a point.
Okay.
And just feel the point and just think of that person. And see what happens to your body and see what happens to that kind of like your emotional charge there.
No, I mean, it's like I almost want to cry.
Yeah, because right now you're releasing those emotions. This is called emotional trigger release, grace point.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are in that situation, you might just hold it and just talk to them and see if it shifts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's very simple. All the tools are very simple.
Mm-hmm.
There is no complicated, like weird stuff. It's more spiritual than, like, a lot of people know Access Consciousness, which is very pragmatic tools.
Mm-hmm.
This is more spiritual base, but at the same time, it's still based on the vibrations and energy. The idea is some people are more drawn to prayers as the means of clearing it. The other people are drawn more to pragmatic clearing statement. They do the same thing in a different ways. They both vibrational frequency at the same time. What I found, prayers sometimes go on a different level. It vibrates with the heart, not so much with the mind. We talk about Akashic Records not being, because there is like Akashic Field and there is Akashic Records, which is a journey of the soul and record of the soul, all the possibilities of past, present, and future. That record is written not outside, it's inside on the DNA and RNA, on the proteins of the body. It's pretty much imprinted in, but all of that in the heart. Not so much in the heart, like the physical organ, but the heart, it's hard to describe. I'm going to do a meditation with you right now, so you can experience the energy of the heart. Close your eyes, make yourself comfortable. Before we go into the heart, I would like you to start energy flows in the body. So I invite you to pull the energy from the core of the earth, pull it through your body and let it out through the crown. You can make it any color. To me, a lot of times the energy is golden. And then pull in the energy of the divine through the crown, through your body, into the earth. So they start mixing in your heart. Go into that space where your heart is. You don't have to know how it looks like. Just see the energies swirling and mixing of the divine and the energy of earth. Now start looking in that space. See if you can make it more comfortable for you. Maybe it will be a space where you've been before. Might be in the mountains, or it might be in the woods. But don't leave your heart. Make that space look like that inside your heart, with all the energy swirling, the divine energy clearing the energy of the heart. And allow that energy just to part and see that space where you feel safe. And just allow yourself to create that space with some comfort. Maybe some bench where you can sit on. Maybe it will be a rug that you can meditate on. Just see yourself in that space of your heart. See if there is anybody else there that is going to greet you, animal or somebody you know, maybe somebody you don't know. Allow yourself to talk to that person. See what they have to tell you. Is there a gift? Maybe they have a gift for you. Maybe they have a message for you. Ask them any question you desire. See if you can get information about what's going on in your life right now, or maybe about the past. And allow that space expand even more. At some point, you might say goodbye to that person or to the thing that you're talking to. And just allow yourself to receive the healing that this space has to offer. See yourself surrounded by the light that can heal you, that can comfort you, that can create infinite possibilities in your life. You're welcome to bring it with you to this reality. This is always with you. This is not outside of you. This is in your heart. Remember that. You can always visit this space. And when you're ready, you can come back to the call and share your experience. How you be. Anybody like to share?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi,
Margarita.
Helen.
Hi, nice to meet you, Margarita.
It is so interesting to meet you because I am also a medical doctor. I am an ophthalmologist,
Oh, cool.
and I've been having these ideas, and I just think they're very weird because I don't want to be a medical doctor anymore. And it's so nice that you did it.
Uh-huh. There's quite a few doctors that actually changing professions.
Yes, and I am into all this. I am an active yoga practitioner right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I enjoy very much my friendship with Rachel because she has helped me and my daughter in a lot of things in our lives.
Yay.
And hearing you is beautiful because I just went to the beach and I just want to go live by the sea as this famous singer Tina Turner says.
Uh-huh.
I just want a simpler life just to find myself, and it's really nice and really confusing and brainstorming and nice to hear you.
Thanks. So how was it for you to be in your heart for a change?
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very
it's a little
nice.
different. And that's pretty much where Akashic Records are. In the way we are learning how to be there, you can do it through the meditation, But in the classes, we'll be using prayer, which is a vibrational frequency, which will get you in that space
Mm-hmm.
cognitively. So you can be there all the time
Okay.
without closing your eyes. That's the idea. Thank you, Marguerite. I really appreciate that.
And I love the prayer. It's really beautiful and it's really complete. It's really nice.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, they've been kind of like downloaded, and I've been very grateful for what it's
Yes.
been creating.
Yes.
Anybody? Thank you. Anybody else would like to share?
Well, I had actually a really fun experience.
Mhm.
At first, it was the swirling, goldish and kind of like an opalescent white silver color that was coming in from the divine, and all the swirling inside of me, and it was just so much fun. I've had a rather intense last couple of days, or maybe it's a couple of months. I don't know. Time flies when you're having fun, and I was just like, okay, show me. Where are we going? What's next? What's happening? And there is a little spot that I remember being in years ago, near Mendocino, California. It was like a little cove, and my awareness just kind of zoomed towards there, and the name Michael kept showing up on a bookshelf by a log on the beach. Odd place for a bookshelf, but anyway, this being in white with long hair that I've seen before came towards me, and this time it wasn't like it was coming, walking past, and I think it was a she, but it was this like she-he mix everything. This time, rather than just walking past, this being actually like played with me, like interacted with me. And it was so much fun. I mean, like literally playing with me, even like zooming in and out, and my whole body just started to vibrate. And it was almost like little buttons were being turned on. I'm like, okay, something just physically changed inside of me and my body. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm much more like awake and like vibrant and happy than I have been in days after that. That was really cool and just tingly and tickly. And I was focusing on keeping my eyes open as well, so I wouldn't just wander off with that. But it was just so beautiful. And it was the first time that I'd had that kind of playful interaction. It was wonderful.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks. Sailor, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. So I ended up in a space in a mountain meadow that I've actually visited before in Red River, New Mexico. And then I went from there to a big open flower-filled meadow on the back of a gray horse, which I have. That's one of the places I like to go. And so I was on that and enjoying the sun and the flowers and the trees, and yeah.
So see how small our hearts are, right?
Yes.
Not so small, are they?
Yes.
Wow. Our hearts are pretty much an infinite, and that's what we keep forgetting. A lot of times when we talk about love, when we talk about broken hearts, how can that heart be broken? That's what Akashic Records are about, to show a different possibility. That, first of all, we're not alone. There are conscious beings that out there, always ready and willing to support us and to guide us if we ask them to. And they will leave us alone if we don't. They will never do anything unless we ask. As part of going into the records, you meet what we call masters, teachers, and loved ones, but in reality, they're just guides. They don't have names, and it's just the conscious, I would say it's consciousness. And at the same time, when you go there, you're contacting yourself, your own knowing, your own consciousness. It's very interesting the way people see it. It's not about seeing images, though some people see it in colors or images, and sometimes they hear words. So it's very unique to each person. So, any questions? Anybody would like maybe to share more experience about their heart meditation?
Well, I'm going to share something because one, I talk a lot and I have a big mouth, and you guys know that about me. Anybody who knows me.
I love you.
I like to talk sometimes. Thank you. Thank you. I was going to say, it took me a few years to choose to take the Akashic Records class with you. I was kind of poo-pooing the idea of, the Akashic Records really for years. And I have to say that I just took it in September when you were here in Guatemala. And it was one of the most life-changing weekends that I'd ever had in my entire life, in this lifetime anyway, as far as I know. And I have to say that I don't maybe use the records the same way that other people may use the records. Like, I don't necessarily use it for sessions, though I have, but I use it for me. The space that I tap into, this space of someone having my back and having so much more ease with myself is so palpable. When I open my records, my body literally hums and vibrates, and I perceive like this energetic hug, you could say, or embrace, that I'm not alone on the planet. And I know you say, don't open the records when you're driving, make sure you close the records when you're going to drive. I just kind of open them and go. I just, I know that I'm being held and cared for, and I'm not making anyone or anything greater than me from that perspective. Just there's some, like, someone has my back,
Yeah, exactly.
And so even when I facilitate, or I go on Zooms, or I translate, or whatever, I'll open the records beforehand, and it just makes everything in my life so much more ease. So I have to say, it's not at all what I expected, and so much more. And I'm really grateful for that, personally. Not to do with the meditation, just my life has changed a lot since September. And thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. It's actually true. Knowing that somebody has your back, knowing that there is always somebody you can ask, not necessarily even for information, but just to be there with you and witness it, whatever you're going through. It's such a gift. I never forget, I was facilitating one of the classes here in Chicago, and there was a girl who never did any spiritual work or any energy work. It was the first time she actually came into class. She had no idea what she was getting herself into. And the first moment when she opened the records, her reaction was she started crying, literally like sobbing and crying. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, I've never experienced that much love. Because that's all it is. There is no judgment. That's number one. When you go into the records, all the judgment just disappears. Not just you don't have the judgments from the records, but your judgment disappears. I don't know if you experienced, guys, who took the classes, but when you're in the records, there is no judgment of yourself or other people. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, how can we not have any judgments? In that space of, they actually did a little study with a school that I used to belong to, with Akashic Records Consultant International. It was a very small sample, I think 5 people. But they did encephalogram of the brain before you say the prayer and after you said the prayer, but staying in the records. The brain immediately went into theta wave, which is a deep meditative state. It's that, and as I said, you can access Akashic Records through different modalities, different methods. Access does that too when you're doing a lot of facilitation or doing maestro work, or when you're like in the classes with Gary and Dane, you are in the records. And saying that, it's just another tool to add to your toolbox if you choose to. So that's what I'm doing. I'm like offering like people to answer any questions you have about what records are, what you can. And the thing is, I cannot tell you what they are because each person's records are different. Like mine have such a sense of humor that sometimes I kind of like, they crack me up. And then I would have a consultation with somebody and their records are very serious. They're like one word and that's it. That's all I get. Mine sometimes go into descriptions and sometimes it's just one word. So there is no one way, and each class is different. Like the manual's already changed. Like the basics already has a couple of extra exercises, and I think they removed another exercise. And in level 2, they added 2 new grace points and a couple of new prayers. So, and we're talking about it changed today, before the class. The manual, since I started the school 2 years ago, it actually changed 3 times.
Keeping up with the times.
Exactly.
I was going to say evolving.
It is evolving. It's changing. It's shifting. And I have no idea what the class will be because it depends on who is going to be there. That's why people ask, how is the class going to be? I'm like, I have no idea.
Well, I was actually going to ask you, my plans for the weekend have changed. And I know that you guys are having a class that I originally said no to because I was going to be in another class here in Guate. That's not happening. Is it possible to join you guys via Zoom or something?
Absolutely.
Yay.
Okay.
Oh, I thought maybe you were gonna
would you guys like send some info about like where to go and register or whatever in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's going to look different than the one I took already, right? It can be just because different people, different mix.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be less of a bitch this time. Who knows? Or maybe more. Could be fun.
Yeah.
Never know.
You can go on my Creating Abundance with Ease page and go under the school and classes, and you can register. There is a link there. I can put down Creating Abundance.
And Cheryl asked, what is a grace point?
Grace points are, it's points on a hand that when you're touching them, depending on which grace point you're touching, they release either emotions from the soul or from the body. Like emotional trigger, we were working, this is this point, which is just pretty much releases the emotions, whatever you're experiencing at that moment. It can be anger, shame, blame, whatever it is, and it can be used with prayers or without. And the other one is a cellular memory, which is, again, it releases whatever trauma that we pushed on ourselves. And there is different system of the grace points. Different schools have different grace points. I'm choosing not to use other schools' grace points just because of the copyrights. So those, the one that we use in classes, are the one that was given to me. And there is 2 in basics, and in advanced there is, I believe, 4 or 5 now. They added a couple of other ones. Does that explain?
Yeah. So I have a quick question for those who are Zooming in, especially those who are down in Guatemala. Do we want individuals Zooming in, or is it better to have a couple people together Zooming live so they can
For
work
the
with
basics, it doesn't matter. For the advanced, it's better to be in a group.
Mm-hmm.
And the requirement is, it's different from other classes. You have to be live on the call. I usually don't share the recordings because there is a little logistics if somebody else listens to it and gets in the record not prepared. I prefer not to. And it's not about copyright, it's more about, I wouldn't say safety because it's safe. It's more, it might make a person a little disoriented if they're not ready to get there, and it creates a weird stuff in their lives. Especially, I wouldn't want kids to be in a Zoom. Because usually with Akashic Records, it's not recommended to open anybody's records under age of 18. Saying that, now the age is starting to drop. I've seen kids 16 and over getting consultations individually because they want it. So if you cannot be live, I would not recommend to be on that.
When are the dates for the class? Sorry, I was just clicking on the other thing following your link. But
Yeah.
since I want to see what you're saying, then I hopped back. I wasn't able to follow the link yet, but I opened it so that I would save that. But tell us more, because I'm clueless right now.
Basics is going to be Saturday and Sunday from 10 in the morning till about 5.
Basics like level 1, like what
Level
we did.
1.
Yeah.
It used to be level 1. Yeah, it used to be
Okay.
level 1.
That's the 10th and the 11th.
10th and 11th. That's this weekend. And advanced, which used to be level 2, is Monday and Tuesday, 10 to 5.
Ooh, I have those days open.
Ooh.
Helen,
Come to Austin.
I don't know about flying, but Zoom can take me anywhere. I can Zoom to you, baby.
Yeah. Then I'll send you the PDF files of the new ones. And so you can play with that, print it out, and have them handy.
Helen, I have a question.
Sure, Luisa.
Yeah, well, I think I didn't understand. You're making level 2
Yes, Monday and Tuesday.
next week?
Yeah, Luisa, I was also going, ooh, yum.
Oh.
Ooh,
And we can join you
on a Zoom.
Zoom?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And at what time?
It's 10 in the morning till 5.
Monday and Tuesday
Yes.
next week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
10 and 11, 12 and 13. 12 and 13 is the advanced or level 2.
Oh, okay.
Level 1 and level 2.
Oh, I'm really interested.
Okay, sounds good. By the way, if you choose to take level 1 again, it's half price.
Okay. Thank you.
All the classes that if you took it before, the next class is half off.
Okay. And I have another question.
Mhm.
When you are working with the trigger points or the grace points,
Yeah,
you have to think on a specific person.
not necessarily. Let's say you wake up and you are upset about something, you have no idea why. Use the emotional trigger, and it a lot of times starts shifting things.
Okay. And if you have a specific situation in life where you have to choose something and you don't know what to choose, a decision to make.
Ask the records, they wouldn't make the decision for you.
Yes, I know.
No, yeah, they'll
I
tell
know.
you choose.
Yeah.
They do not interfere with free will, but what you can do, you can ask questions around it. And I've learned over the years that they will answer what the benefits would be of either decision, kind of like looking what it will create in your life if you do choose it and not.
Okay.
Kind of like they'll literally show you the pictures of how it will be sometimes.
Okay. Oh, that's a great idea.
Hmm.
I will do it.
So you can
Yeah.
manipulate things to your advantage there too. They saying that if the decision is so important that because there are certain, as they call it, crossroads. If it's a crossroad, they might not even show that because they don't want to interfere even with that. But keep
Mm-hmm.
asking them different questions. Go from different sides. The more
Okay.
questions you can ask, the more open questions you can ask without kind of yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, can you show me what this will create? Can you show me what this choice will be if I do that like in 2 years or 5 years?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they kind of will show you. I remember
Okay.
with my ex, I started asking that question. They showed one road leading into a beautiful life, and then the other one going into almost like a canyon down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get that. Thank you. So they wouldn't make a choice, but they will show you what it will create.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Time flies. How cool is that? It's 9 o'clock. I hope to see you on Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday and Tuesday of this week. And, or maybe in different classes, maybe in access classes sometime. I'm doing body class too in Austin and some body processes.
Yeah. The 3-day process classes, the 17th through the 19th, and the 14th, we were having 2 body process classes.
Mm-hmm.
You want to
And if anybody wants to see the Holy Land, I know you just scheduled another 3-day body class in Israel. Aha!
March
Tourism
11th.
in the Holy Land along with holy bodies.
Exactly. How many holy bodies can we create? It's March 11th. And in Chicago, you can always join me here in Chicago on the 23rd through 25th of February. Or Ukraine.
It's much far away.
Yeah, quite a few choices. So I'll see you later. Bye.
Thank you very much, Helen. Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Goodbye. Good night.
Thank you.